If you want to develop a killer business idea in Africa, this is one of the things that you need to do. You need to find out where Africa is going. Or to put it in context, you need to find out where Ghana is going. You need to find where Nigeria is going. You need to find out where South Africa is going. Where will Africa be in 5 or 10 years' time? In 20 years' time, where will Africa be? What you need to do is this. Once you know where Africa will be in 5 or 20 years' time, then you develop a product or service that will be in demand in 20 or 30 years' time. Find out where Africa will be, where Africa is going. It's like the story of the Californian gold rush. Once upon a time, gold was discovered in the Californian river. And a lot of people, thousands and thousands of people, were trooping to California to dig for the gold. They were all going with just one motive, to dig for the gold. But there was this one brilliant young man. What he did was that once he found out that a lot of people were coming to California to dig for the gold, he knew that about 90% of the people will come without the tools that they will need to dig for the gold. So what he did was very simple. He bought all the hardware shops in California so that he was the only person supplying the tools that the miners will need to dig for the gold. Eventually, he was among the people who became millionaires as a result of the Californian gold rush, even though he never dug for the gold. He got more money than even those who did the actual digging of the gold. And all that he did was very simple. He knew where California was going. He knew that a lot of people were coming to California to dig for the gold, and about 90% of them will come without the tools that they will need to dig for the gold. So once he could perceive the situation in 2 or 3 years' time, he did the right thing by owning all the shops that supplies the tools that the miners will need. And eventually, he was among the millionaires as a result of the Californian gold rush, even though he never dug for the gold. This is the approach I want you to adopt. Where is Africa going in 5 years' time, in 20 years' time? Analyze that. If you can do that, then you can come out with a product or service that Africa will need urgently in 5 years or 10 years' time. Eventually, when Africa gets there, your product will be well developed and your product will be in high demand. Again, it's like the game of football. If you are the player with a ball and you are passing to another player, the common rule is this: don't pass the ball to where the player is, but pass the ball to where the player is going. The player must run to get your pass. So pass the ball to where the player is going and not where the player is. That is a very simple rule in football. And it is the same thing. Where is Africa going? Sit down, analyze your country, Ghana, your community, a certain industry, the entertainment industry, the football industry, the banking industry, the insurance industry. Where is that industry going? What will happen to the banking industry in 15 or 20 years from now? The entertainment industry, how will it look like in the next 10 years? The education sector, how will it look like in the next 10 years? If you can explore that, then you will be in a better position to develop a product or service that will be in demand when that particular industry or when that particular country, or when Africa gets there, your product will be in high demand. That is because you have done the homework. You knew exactly where Africa was going, and you have developed a product or service to meet the demand of Africans in 10 years or 20 years' time. This is how to develop a killer business idea. Because look at it from this way. In 10 years' time, when your product is fully developed, that is when somebody at that time will be wondering how you were able to come out with that idea. Unknown to the person, you started developing that idea 10 years back. And you were looking at where Africa was going. That is one of the ways to develop a killer business idea. And I want you, after this course, after watching this video, I want you to sit down and analyze and answer this question: where is Africa going in the next 5 years, in the next 10? Where is the educational sector? Where is it going? The insurance industry, the banking industry. Where is that particular industry going? Analyze it. Once you know it, once you're able to explore that, you can then come out with a killer business idea. And that idea, trust me, is going to be successful. It's going to thrive on the continent of Africa.